And good morning. Well, when last we left, we had our hero surfer dude and his three beautiful companions, and we are going to have to set up a safe house. But I have young Heather running around without any armor or any effective weapons. So we're going to take a moment and fix that. Then we'll go back to the random slaughter and all will be good with the world. So no new mods today, except one for the long lashes. And that is another of HN66's mods. Yes, I know.
It's remarkable.
Make your life easy.
You can do with only 2 hands.
Get HN66
Do you
for
need anything?
HN66S and make your life easy, right? Alright, so you go to a and I think we'll try some of the Cirrus armor. Um, yes, I know you guys like the transparent, but no. Alright, let's move on. And we'll take a look at our level up since we got hung up the other day trying to make our armor, and I'm pretty sure it's because I didn't have something. Okay, so we have our medic, we have our science, we have our armor, we have our medic. That should be everything. That will go ahead and get armor to 3 and see if that would make a bit of a difference. And we're going to quick save since we have a lot to make here. Alright, the material, I always use the polymer combat armor.
Your armor looks very good now.
And the weave.
Maybe I could lend a hand.
You can now use the Advanced Hybrid Weave 4. And the breast cover, go ahead and choose polymer armor again. with the Advanced Hybrid Weave Mark IV. Yes, we gotta have the bum cover, or we might be in major trouble. Okay. And we don't like our privates being shot off, so we will armor that as well. Now we have two Courser power suits. And
If I ever need repairs, you seem more than capable with your tinkerings.
I don't know what it is about these spots, but it's just like super good. You just can't seem to get out of it for love nor money. Okay, so we can just build it here if we choose to. Actually, that's maybe the easier thing to do. I'm going to go ahead and transfer to the workshop here the Courser armor. It's very heavy. Hopefully that will, yeah, that freed us up. I'm not quite sure what it is about that spot.
Let's do it.
But let's get her taken care of here. Okay, so when we put all this together for her, and you hit the right button, we now have the Heather in her Corso cover. And yes, she is totally covered up. Don't think nasty thoughts. Alright, as for myself, I am missing Oh, I knew I was missing something. She's missing her high heel.
Let's do it.
There we go. That just looks a whole lot better. And I'm missing a tummy cover. Yes, I know, but it's one more piece and keeps my butt alive, and that's always worth my time. Uh, and what I really like about this is that males can wear it too. So when I play Surfer Dude, it's not too problematic. Just put him in some decent armor. That looks good. There we go. Tummy cover chrome. And if you will check back from time to time with the perks that I showed you, which is the medic and the chemists and the science and the armorer, you can continually upgrade your protection. And if you look back at my old stuff, I have Hybrid 3, and I really need Hybrid 4 now. And as you can see, this stuff starts getting to be, it can build up quite a bit. I get these guys set up the way they're supposed to be here. And I think the thing I like about it best is that not only does it look really good, look at what it protects against. Explosions and so forth and so on. Let's check this real quick, make sure that yeah. Yeah, there we go.
I wonder what you have made now.
So we'll come over here to put on the tummy cover, and Heather obviously hasn't got her white. Her gloves nor has it been upgraded.
Now?
Okay. Well, probably can't upgrade those, but that's okay.
I'm ready. Show me what you've got.
You know, it makes me wonder what she's really asking sometimes. Maybe it's just me. Okay. And we're going to transfer some stuff in here once we have a... Yeah. Now, remember that Heather is a merchant, and I forgot to upgrade her AUG.
The weapon looks more dangerous. Now,
Take a look at my AUG.
Pretty slick.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to head out and get Heather away from that sticky corner. Let's try this again. It, for some reason, sticks so many signs on there, it's not funny. And why that's necessary, I do not know. Now, one of the things people don't know is you can make a safe house and you can make a settlement. And they don't seem to bother each other at all. And anybody wanting to mess with the synth is now going to have to deal with all the settlers there. And all the defenses. Okay, so.
Huh? Got it.
you are very good with a bobby pin.
Wow.
There.
What?
Somebody needs to call the fashion police on that young lady.
The wrong fight.
Getting tired yet?
Again, I have survived the hostilities.
Very friendly fellow.
Not combat. Though dangerous, combat is quite vigorous exercise.
Ain't my first gunfight, rookie.
Suppose we should dispatch them. I would prefer if there was a whole lot less of that.
Okay, this place is a mess. I mean, as in total wreck. And again, we used Hangman's Alley mod. on this. You don't need all this. You have another wall right over here. And we can actually use that for shelter. Got a roof over it. And because of this mod, we have lots of area here that you don't have to worry about. So you can use this for planting. But your areas to defend are over here and on the other side. So set up some defenses. Now a lot of this area cannot be doesn't make a good base. That just when you go to place your turret, it just sinks into the ground. There we go. Which makes this something of a challenge, doesn't it? Well, that's enough to give the bandits some pause, I should say. By the way, I am awake now, as opposed to last night when I did the other one, so expect me to be a little more talkative. And that is the fellow that takes care of the synths. And this, all you have to do is lay down some turrets and everybody's happy. And you got to clear out a spot big enough to put all this contraption at. So this is all going to have to go. And the cooking thing is all nice and all that, but it's going to have to go somewhere else. Out of the way. And let's go deal with the bodies.
Have you found something interesting?
If you feel you need to, then go ahead.
You can rot out here in the street for all I care. And you can add to the fertilizer. Alright, enough of that nonsense. Get rid of that. And we're going to start putting together our platform. And we got to go back to talk to Tinker Tom. So, back to the Old North Church. No. If I clicked on that little lantern, it's still going to take me straight to the Underground Railroad's headquarters. Now, I think I've got everything I need to make the stuff. They're actually bringing in the metals. And we'll get this done. Now, I've been to Boston, but I've never been to the catacombs, and trust me on this, I never would. Not that I get creeped out by such places, it's just disturbing somebody's tomb bothers me. And that's what it would feel like.
Bet you never met a synth before Glory.
Alright, there ought to be Tinker Tom around here somewhere. Here he is.
You from one of those
No, that's not
vaults?
him.
You got too many teeth to be a scaver.
Sometimes you like
You got the platform built yet? Tick tock,
There he is.
tick tock. I'm waiting for the good news.
I did it. The platform's constructed.
And I filled in the blanks on the blueprints. We can actually build this crazy thing. The science of this monstrosity is wow. But fortunate for us, the ingredients pretty common. But there's 3 specialty items that I just can't grab from our safe houses. You find those, and we'll knock down the gates of hell.
Thanks, Tom. I'll find them.
I don't doubt it for 1 minute. After you get the gettables, meet me at the build site.
If you have any questions, it's turrets where you can get the military-grade circuit boards and the biometric scanners, and you can pick them up just as the normal deal. There we go. It may be just me. It seems like this thing's taking a little longer than it normally does. Okay.
Hey, man. Need help with this?
Nora's trying to be helpful, I can see. Alright. This is the big one. Got that done. And then it's just the signal interceptor. Okay. Now it's just a matter of building enough power. And as you can see, they will all tell you what they need. There's 5. There's 20. So 25 so far. And so, and because Tinker Tom's at that, we can't find out what that one's going to be. So let's go over here. We'll see if we can do this with 30. I think we can. All right. The big thing about this is if you have to use multiple generators, is to wire them all in a line. Yep, that was enough. Just barely, but it was enough. Now this is all junked out at the end of the sequence, and then you can just trash it. Use a generator to power up the signal and put in your budget, and you can take it from there. Let's look at don't really need those two right now. And I just need to talk to Desdemona.
Desdemona.
Status report.
We got activity, Des. Not sure how long before it peaks.
The Institute is a huge deal. Before we can make any plans, you need to do something.
What I'm about to tell you is the most closely guarded secret the Railroad has. It's time you learn about Patriot.
Patriot.
There's a man, or woman, we're not sure, inside the Institute who helps synths escape to freedom. Dozens of synths owe him their lives. We don't know his name. We've never had a way to contact him. So we gave him the code name, Patriot. If your plan works, and you're able to get inside the Institute, we need you to make contact.
Okay. I'll do my best.
Tom's encrypted a message for Patriot's eyes only. Once he sees it, he'll contact you. Until you make contact, and probably after, you need to stay in their good graces. You need to infiltrate them. Can you do that? Can you be our agent on the inside?
Bring it on.
You can do this. I believe in you. Stand on the platform and I'll give you the holotape. Just plug it into any Institute terminal and wait for the reply. Tom, talk to me.
Booting up the scan sequence. This frequency is only going to work once. You know who doesn't make the same mistake twice.
Okay, so it is time to talk about our options. And you need to
We're gonna have
decide
to
which
cut a few
faction
corners with the
you
scan.
want to win.
Good luck. I hope you make it in one piece.
Yeah, me too, sweetheart. All right.
So stand still. We gotta lock in all those molecules of yours. Hopefully we won't miss any. There's only, 60 trillion of them. All right, feeding our baby some juice. Let's see what she's got.
Take this holotape. You need it to contact Patriot.
Oh, man, don't worry. That's all part of the plan.
Tom, do whatever you can to gain their trust. Lie. Tell them what they want to hear. Make up a cover story and sell it.
Come on, I think I got it. Establishing lock on the Institute signal.
Just get all the information you can. About synths, about the Institute's plans. Find their weaknesses. If we can disable or destroy the Institute, we may have to do it. You jack that holotape into any terminal and Patriot will make contact. He has to.
Got the RL. We got it.
Find a way to save them. Nobody else can.
Now.
All right. So you have 3 choices here. 4 choices. You can go with the Institute. And the more you talk to these guys and the more you realize what they're about, the more my stomach turns. But I've done it a few times. Always left me feeling filthy. There we go. This is the one you want. And I'm done at this point because I have no intention of contacting the fellow. So, the choices are this, before we go any further. You can, if you choose the Institute, they'll win. And as we go on with this, if you go with either the Railroad or the Institute, eventually you broadcast a message that, frankly, tells the Institute of the Commonwealth they're doomed, and the Institute is the future and to stay the hell out of the way or else, which gives you an idea of about where they're at. Then your son proceeds to perform experiments where you're involved without asking. So you get provided with a synth that looks like your kid, and he gets to note the reactions. Then he tells you he's the one that lets you out of the Institute after 60 years. It all pays the and we've talked about the rest of them using synths to duplicate people, so forth and so on. So I won't choose Insititute.
You might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father.
That
The
leaves
Institute is under my guidance.
the Minutemen,
I know why you're here.
the Brotherhood,
I'd
and
like
the
to
Railroad.
discuss things with you face to face.
And I
Please,
like the Railroad,
Step into the
but
elevator.
the only thing they care about is synths. Not that they're against anybody else except the Institute, but they just don't have the view of bringing everybody together. Well, that leaves... So they're not somebody that I've ever seen
I
have
can
the
only
power
imagine what you've
to
heard,
take care
what
of
you
the
think of
people.
us.
And that
I'd like to
leaves
show you
the
that you may have
paternalistic
the wrong impression.
and power-centric Brotherhood and the Minutemen.
Welcome to the Institute.
Well, the problem with the Brotherhood is it's a militaristic
This is the
organization,
reality of the
which is
Institute.
fine. I'm
This
ex-Navy
place,
myself.
These people.
But they
the work
view
we
everything from their
For
institution
over 100
outward, and
years,
they're not
we've
that big
dedicated
a
ourselves
step
to
over
humanity's
the
survival. Decades of research,
Institute, in my opinion.
countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future.
And
It has never been easy. And our actions are often misinterpreted by those above
well, they
ground.
just like super mutants
Someday,
and
perhaps, we can show them
bandits
what we've
and
accomplished.
ghouls,
for now,
feral ghouls. They also
must
hate
remain
ghouls, period,
underground.
no matter how decent they are.
There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do.
So I don't see, and then you find out that the Brotherhood also likes to pressure farmers to give up
You
their
are here for a
crops for
specific,
free or cheap.
very personal reason. You are here.
Just doesn't leave a
For
good
your
taste
son.
in my mouth. Which leaves me with the Minutemen. So that's the route we'll be taking. Alright, so we can talk to Sean, your son, supposedly.
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean, I've been looking for you for so long.
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your dad.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Sean, are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
What's going on? Father? Father!
Sean, open the door.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here. Help me!
Sean, please, calm down. I'll get you out of there.
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus.
And now you understand that you've just been part of an experiment. An unasked for experiment.
Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all
People's
what I
ethics went the way of the trash can
He's a prototype.
generations
You understand.
ago, apparently.
We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
This is insane. All of it.
The degree of trauma you're experiencing right now is understandable. Please, just try to relax. I know this is all difficult to take in.
God. All we're missing are the teacups and the white rabbit.
Ah, levity. Excellent. A sure sign that you adapt quickly to stressful environments. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been... It's good to finally meet you. After all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
How is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
It wasn't right, what they did. Taking you from me like that.
To you, that would certainly seem true. But to the Institute, it made all the sense in the world. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Human synths? Really?
Human-like synths. A great distinction. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course, but it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
And you've been down here the whole time?
I have. Yes. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him on a short leash kept the collateral damage to a minimum. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, To have some amount of revenge. What else can I say? To ease your mind.
And so here you have experiment number 2. He sets you free to go hunt down the killer while he watched.
Your mother. She never got to see you grow up?
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. And I've had my entire life to cope with the loss. Has it always been easy? Of course not. But I've done my best to move on and live my life. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
And here's the problem with resurrecting Nora. You have to go into these dialogue sections and fix it. And of course they can't do that.
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
They're scared of you, Sean. Scared of the Institute.
People are always frightened by what they don't understand. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. I know there's more for us to discuss. But the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
You want me to stay here? In the Institute?
Yes. That is what I propose. Is it so hard to imagine? The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
Things are pretty terrible up there.
I've seen it myself. I know. That is why we are so committed to creating a better life for ourselves here. And it's a life that you can now be part of. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
All right.
Thank you. The Institute is now your home, as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
So when you get to talk to these people, you find out they have all the mercy and human compassion
Almost
of the
done.
Hangings.
Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
All right,
That's
so
the
we'll
third
have to
primary
say hi
drive
to all
breakdown
these
this
people.
month.
As far as I'm concerned,
I think we can
the phase
pass
out
on
these
that for
older
today,
models can't
and we'll
come
just stop
soon
the
enough.
story here, and then
I don't know.
we'll
Most of them have lasted
come
long
back
past their projected
and
lifespans. If
pick
you
up
ask
where
me,
there's some action,
they
I
were built
think.
pretty well.
I can't argue with that.
I
Even
believe
so,
the next one will
I'm ready to see
be
the full
doing
Gen
a
3
mission
roll
to
out.
There
bring
we
in
go.
the synth
All set.
from
Unit, you can return to duty.
Libertaria, and that would probably be a good place
Thanks again.
to
Of
stop it
course.
and to start it again.
We're
and we
all
can
looking
take it from
forward to
there.
working with you.
I do like the Easy Girl mod. All right, folks. Thank you so much for doing this with me. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember to like the video and feel free to comment. In fact, I encourage that with all my heart. And to subscribe. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. This is Tirronan, and you're out.